Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Excellent afternoon everyone. We are all welcome to today's broadcast. Today we are looking at 10 natural ways to fight menopause belly fat. 10 natural ways to fight menopause belly fat. My name is Ngozi Achonwa and I teach men and women natural products for healthy living. I also guide and coach you on how you can enjoy your life optimally now while reducing the aging process of your body. I coach you on personally on how you can lose weight and maintain your weight, on how you can find, use the foods you find around you to stay healthy, how to prepare them, how to make sure that you get all the nutrients you need from them. So today we are looking at 10 natural ways to fight menopausal fat, to prevent it, to make sure you don't increase in it, and also make sure that you stop that menopausal fat. Of course, you know that weight distribution as we hit our menopause stage, changes with our added kilograms accumulating around our belly, around the belly and the middle area. Before, during and after menopause, your estrogen levels, your progesterone, your cortisol, they all reduce, and your metabolism slows, making it more difficult for you to lose weight, particularly around your middle area. And belly fat isn't just annoying, it's not just about the cosmetics, so that your dress will fit in, like some people will go for tummy tucks just because it's before their birthday or before an occasion. It's not just about cosmetic, it's not just about beauty. Belly fat is health related. It is very, very unhealthy because studies show that increased risk of heart diseases, increased risk of diabetes, and some form of cancers, and even some form of arthritis, and actually early death are all related to weight gain, and also especially around the middle area. So let's look at what's behind this belly fat we're talking about. Your weight is largely determined by 3 factors: how many calories you consume during the day, and how many calories you burn off throughout your daily exercises. On Saturdays we treat exercises, and if you go down my page, for months, every Saturday we teach about exercise. So there I'll tell you about all the forms of exercises you need to, reduce weight, you need for different areas of life, like knee pains, arthritis, hot flashes, and the rest. They are all there. But when we talk about activities of the day, it's not just a matter of workout, but all the other activities you do during the day. If you go to the page, you will see the advices I give concerning that. So number 1 is calories that you take in. Number 2, the calories that you dissipate, that you burn off. And then number 3 generally has to do with your age. So let's look at what causes menopausal weight gain. What actually causes it? Although weight gain is caused by a number of things, the most common cause of menopausal weight gain is the breakdown in communication between hormones and fat cells. Remember if you go down my page, when I talked about symptoms of menopause, what is menopause and the rest, you'll be able to understand what I talked about, the hormones. Time will not permit us to start saying that today. I talked about your cytostrogen, how you can use it to replace the estrogen that is leaving your system, and the rest. So our hormones are responsible for sending signals to our fat cells to store fat. So during menopause, our hormone gets out of control, and that communication breaks down. And what does it cause? Number 1, it causes changes in your metabolism. Your metabolism goes down. And that is why you need foods that can help increase your metabolism, and a lifestyle change that can help improve your metabolism. I have advices on that. If you need that, you can DM me or you can chat me on my number that is on the page 0703-515-1642, so that we can talk about what you can do to improve your metabolism. And then another thing that happens is digestion. You have digestion issues and you have appetite issues. What happens about your appetite? Your system begins to crave for carbohydrates and for sugar dense food. So you have a craving for carbs, and that's why you need to work on your carbohydrates. Then another thing that happens during this, break in communication between your hormones and also the fat cells is now heat regulation. The heat regulation in your body becomes erratic, it becomes slow, it's not organized, and that's why you have hot flashes that steps in and out, and night sweats and discomfort during sleep and sleep irregularity. Because of this, women going through menopause have food cravings that lead to more calories being taken in than we actually need. So why is everything gravitating towards your midsection? The belly fat hormones are the causes. And what are those belly fat hormones? They are the insulin and the cortisol. Key players of fat storage at this stage in life, even generally, especially around the belly area during menopause, are insulin and cortisol. There are many ways that these hormones can interact to cause your body to store more fat. Insulin is a hormone made by your pancreas, and that actually controls your sugar, your blood sugar level, and is influenced by the food you eat. And that's why you find out that people who are diabetic, the doctors always emphasize what they take in. So the insulin is also responsible for telling your cell that they can use the sugar, that is the glucose in the bloodstream, for energy. That's the communication it gives you. So when you eat foods that are high in sugar or processed foods such as white flour, your blood sugar level rises and the insulin level also rises. So to tell your cell to use up that sugar, so your blood sugar will flare up, and then your insulin level will also flare up. But however, if levels remain high, a vicious circle can begin between your insulin level and your cortisol level. So when insulin increases, the cortisol also increases. Okay, now let me tell you, the cortisol is the stress hormone. It is the hormone that controls the stress level in your system, and it's also known to cause the body to store more fat, especially in the belly area. So when the insulin and cortisol function, they are like a bifunctional loop. So the insulin increases the cortisol, and then the cortisol increases the insulin, and the cycle just continues, and it is actually difficult to stop this cycle, or else you use some abrupt means, and then some real lifestyle changes that can help to stop this. So let's even look at this our age, the menopausal stages, the fat distribution. Remember that I said before that before menopause, fats are stored in your hips, in your thigh, and in your buttocks. And these fats are reserved for breastfeeding, pregnancy period, motherhood, and the rest. But once you enter menopause, the storage of fats is no longer needed. And what happens is that the storage of fats are now moved to your midsection. So the fat moves to the abdominal area and then it now becomes visceral, deep belly fat. In fact, before now, the fat is subcutaneous fat, but that's mainly what it is. But by the time you enter menopause and those fats are now deep belly, they are visceral fats. And you see, they are sort of inner, very deep. And this type of fat can cause inflammation in the body. They have high risk of diabetes, high risk of heart diseases, and high risk of cancer. That's why they are very, very important for us to work on our belly fat and work on reducing weight at this stage. That's why a lot of women, by the time they have passed their menopause and they are in their post-menopausal stage, they begin to have all forms of diseases. You see them, they are saying, my mother is sick, my mother, they are taking the person from one hospital to the other because the person did not take care of herself at that stage to be sure that those fats are not stored deeply in the body. So, we're going to look at 10 natural ways to fight menopausal fat, belly fat. So what can you do to prevent menopausal fat? What can you do to stop menopausal fat being stored in your system, and also to stop that belly fat? The first thing that we need to, a lifestyle change we need to make, if we have not made that, is exercising our whole body. The mistake some people do is, to target. They say, they want to target their middle section. They are just doing exercises just for their middle section. If you do that, you won't actually have a lifestyle change that can reduce this weight and reduce this weight in your midsection. Because like I've said, when the insulin gives that instruction and the fat is stored, if you're not exercising your whole comprehensive exercise for your body, you won't be able to achieve that. So there are no such things as, exercises that target belly fat. Doing sit-ups or crunches alone will not give you a slim waist. To lose belly fat, you need to exercise your whole body. By doing this, you will lower your body fat percentage. And then the lower your body fat percentage becomes, the smaller your belly will become generally. So go down my page and watch so many of the exercises I've talked that can help you in exercise. We won't go deep into that. Number 2 is build your muscles. You need to build your muscle, because muscle mass declines as we age, and muscle cells use up a lot of energy. So if the muscle mass you have, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories your body will need. So if it's decreasing, then the less calorie your body needs. So if you don't have enough calories to keep up with demand, your body will use that fat as source of energy, and you will then lose more weight. So if you have more muscle mass and you take less calories, then you lose more weight. So you need to build up your muscle mass. If you go down my page on the exercises, you will see all the places I talked about strength training that can help build your muscle mass, lifting weights, and making sure that it's not just ordinary aerobic exercise, but you do strength training to build your muscle mass. Then number 3, eat properly. Eat properly. Cut carbohydrates, because carbohydrates draw water into your body, causing bloating and fat storage. So, and this loves to occur when you want it at least, and where does it occur? Your belly area. So you need to cut down on carbohydrates. If you watch my videos also, you will see some of the carbohydrate replacement meals that I have already taught us. Or you can also just put weight loss book, and I'll send that book to you. If you just put book on the comment section, I will send that book to you that will show you how you can reduce most of the carbohydrates that you're taking. Then you need to eat whole ingredients and avoid processed foods. At this age, we don't need processed food. Eat plenty of fresh vegetables and other sources of vitamins and minerals and fibers. Reduce going out to eat what you don't know what was used to prepare it. Then don't cut out fat completely. I talked about this last week, Monday, so you can check the page for portion control. I talked about eating fat does not make you fat. It's the type of fat and the quantity you take in that actually matters. I said a lot about that. So eat properly. Diet, lifestyle change in your diet is number 3. Then number 4, stop eating after 7 p.m. I had to separate this from eating, because a lot of us, we are already doing some of these things, eating fruits, vegetables more, but the timing for your food is also important, because research showed that intermittent and alternative day fasting, where you eat normally for a day and restrict calories drastically the next day, can actually help you. People who slashed their calories to between 750 to 1,500 for 5 days a month for 3 months lost significantly more abdominal fat than those who did not. I talked about this last week, so you can also watch it. But this is actually hard to stick to eating today, leaving food the next day. So what I do, and I also advise people to do, is to generally have a window period that you don't eat. Like you can have a 12-hour window, or you can have 16-hour window if you can afford it, that you don't eat. What do I mean like this? By if you go to work and you are an early riser, you can decide to eat 7 a.m. your breakfast. And remember, the breakfast we normally eat when we talk about Weight Watchers, that's your vegetables, fresh vegetables that you can have as smoothie, or you can have as just eating it fresh with your light ultra as your breakfast at 7 a.m. and you make sure that the last food you take is 7 p.m. So you now have that 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. as 12 hours that you're not eating food. But if you're like someone who is not, you don't have to get out early to go to work, you can make it later. You can do 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Or if you're like some of us, you can do like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then you have like 16-hour window period, which is fantastic, that you don't eat. So your body system rests, intermittent fasting works, and then it can help you to naturally, without much effort, you to maintain a good body weight. Then number 5, detox your liver. Too much sugar in your bloodstream is sent to the liver to be stored as glycogen, which can then be turned to fat. So that's why detoxing your liver is very, very important. You need to apply daily lifestyle detox. Also the Weight Watchers book, the book I wrote concerning weight loss, I also put water therapy and detox therapy first thing in the morning that you can do there. So you can also put book, and I'll send you the link to download the book. It's just 1,000 naira, but it's going to transform and translate your health into become fantastic and actually help you to lose this weight and actually help you to maintain your weight. So but another thing you can use for detox is our Clean 9 or the aloe vera gel. I have here with me aloe vera gel. This aloe vera gel is a natural detox drink. It has 210 nutrients. It also has amino acids. It has saponin that can help to cleanse your whole system, and also help your liver and other digestive system and other system of your body to be cleansed daily. So what do? You just take quarter glass of this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and it goes in, and you don't take any food. After taking it, you go for your exercises, and it then helps to go through the system and cleanse and detox your system. And then the last thing at night after food, you also take quarter glass of it, or you go ahead and take a cucumber detox water that is in the book. All right, so detox your liver. That's number 5. Number 6, you need to get some sleep. You must sleep well. Sleep is very important. I've done like 2 1-hour videos on sleep. I even taught some sleeping smoothies that you can use. They are all down the page. You can go and watch them. It doesn't sound easy during menopause, for some people to sleep. A lot of people who have called me are having sleeping issues. And if you're one of them and you don't know how to go about it, you can also DM me on my number and I will help you. Or you go ahead and check my page and watch all the videos I've done on sleep that can also help you. There are some natural ways that can also help you, like drinking your blossom tea. This is a tea bag. I'm on a trip, so I'm not at home. I didn't travel with my pack. But I just took out enough for my trip, the tea bags, and I put it inside my box. I take it every night. Why do I do so? So that even if I'm having less hours of sleep, like 6 hours, and if you have like 6 hours of length that you have designed for your sleep, you might not be able to sleep the whole 6 hours. At least I will sleep for 4 good hours. Like this night, I worked up until maybe about midnight, and I took my 2 bags of blossom tea, and then I woke up about 6 a.m. this morning. So I had like that 6 hours and I didn't wake up to use the toilet. I had very deep sleep. So you need to work on your sleep. If you watch the page, when I talked about sleep, I talked about so many issues that can arise because of sleep, so many health disorders that can arise because of sleep, and so many health disorders that can actually be prevented and cured if you can sleep well. So make sure you sleep well. Other supplements can also help you with sleep, like B12 and royal jelly. I also use my B12, because of my menopausal stage, to watch myself. Then number 7, watch your blood sugar. Check your sweet habits. You need to check your sweet habits. Added sugar accounts for about 300 calories of our average daily diet. Added sugar. When you don't watch what you're eating, it can add up to 300 calories to your food. So about half of these calories come from sugar sweetened beverages, and that's why I say many times, don't drink in your calories. A lot of us, we watch what we cook, what we eat, but after cooking very nutritious, calorie low food, we now go and take a bottle of Coke. When you take that bottle of Coke, you have replaced the calories with your drink, and that's not very good for you. So sweetened beverages such as soft drinks, juices, I've talked about that, energy drinks, flavored waters, sweetened coffee and tea. You want to take your tea, as you're eating, you carry honey and you also put sugar into it. You're actually increasing your calorie. Other foods that contribute to excess dietary sugar include cookies. Those of you who use cake to do your sweetener, or meat pie. You're hungry, you just grab a meat pie, you grab donuts, you just take, I'm taking a few balls of buns. All these ice cream, sweets, all these sweet candies that we drink, all these are the things that add calories to your system. So you need to replace sugary beverages with water. You can have water to be exciting. I also taught that in one of my videos that I did, by adding your mint, your cucumber to that water, your lemon, it makes it exciting and interesting for you to do. And if you must take a drink, have your homemade drinks. Have your homemade drinks that you can make from natural and healthy, vegetables and healthy nuts and roots like ginger, turmeric, and the rest. Zobo, you can make your natural drink without adding all those additives that will increase your sugar level and then your blood sugar. So at this age, we need to watch what we take in. Number 8, get hormonal support. You need to get hormonal support. Let me tell us the truth. We actually need to replace the reducing estrogen and cytostrogen in our progesterone in our system. And the most important and natural way we can do that is by eating foods that are high in cytostrogen. And this can be found in leafy greens, legumes, flax seeds, some of the nuts. I've talked about that. If you go to where I talked about metabolism, where I talked about symptoms of menopause and how tips to overcome menopause, you can look for that video on my page. You will see where I talked a lot about cytostrogen and the 3 forms of cytostrogen and the foods that are in it. They are all there. So you need to replace that reducing and deficient estrogen in your system with cytostrogen. And then you find out that many times you might not be able to do this because of the soil the plants are planted in, because of the fertilizers. If the soil is lacking, the food produced from it will be lacking. So what do you also do? You need supplementation. You need to take some supplements that are healthy, that are good for you, like Vitalize Women, B12 that I have mentioned, and also like multimaca, these are all roots, ginkgo biloba, these are all roots that can help you, that have been produced and planted, like the ones I use are from Forever Living Products Company. They are supervise the soil, make sure there are no fertilizers and pesticides, and they produce these plants, and all the supplements are made naturally 100% plant-based. So you can use this to actually support what you're eating, and this will help prevent or get rid of that stubborn menopausal fats, you know. And then another thing I recommend when I talk about supplementation is either Garcinia, Forever Lean, and Forever Farm. Like I always travel with my Forever Lean because this helps me to reduce the conversion of the carbohydrates I take to fats. So it actually handles it for you, and it's easy to use. You can actually open it, you know, up. It comes in capsule. You can open up the capsule and just spread it on your food, and it doesn't change the taste of your food, and you go ahead and enjoy what you're eating. So you need to get hormonal support because of the reduced estrogen and progesterone in our system. And of course, I've talked about the fats hormones, which are the insulin and cortisol, the way they interact to also reduce, also make the our body to store fat more. Then number 9, it's very interesting. Number 9, love yourself. If you don't love yourself, regardless of how you feel about your body, you're not going to have the strength to lose weight or get rid of that belly fat. You need to love yourself. You need to love yourself, because you know we have stress from trying to balance our career and our family, going through pregnancy and childbirth. That also brings some forms of stress for us, and some unfortunate events such as loss of our loved ones, dealing with other difficulty issues that we are having. They know some of us having to take care of our aged parents, our children who are moving from, you know, stage of school to work to marriage and the rest, you know, dealing with all these difficult issues. We are human, and we can only do much and can only handle things the best way we know how to. And when we do this, many times we become stressed, and you know, and because of also the hormonal changes going on in our body, these chemicals come to make us depressed, anxious, you know, and the rest. These are all parts of menopausal issues that we are having. So you just need to love yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You know, I always tell people you need to love yourself. The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. Your husband is your neighbor, your children are your neighbors, everyone around you is your neighbor. So at this stage, you need to love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you will not be able to love your neighbor. You will not be able to love your husband. You will not be able to love your children. You will not be able to love people, your colleagues, and the rest. And you know, stress actually causes bad eating habits. I've talked about it in some of my pages, especially on the 34 symptoms of menopause. So you need to deal with stress. If you don't deal with stress, it will make you sick. It will make you add weight. It will make you add your belly fat. And remember that you have been through a lot. So thank yourself for pulling through. A number of us are always not appreciative. You don't appreciate yourself for what you have done. You degrade yourself. You look down on yourself. You're not grateful. In fact, that's why I love this song that says, count your blessings and name them one by one, and you will see what God has done for you. These are all the things you need to do. So it's time for you to take care of yourself. Put yourself first. Let me put it that way. Because if you're okay, if you're mentally okay, if you're emotionally okay, if you're physically okay, if you're, health-wise okay, then you will be able to take care of others. Let's not, so many women, we spend so much time on others, and then we now get so depressed, so stressed up, that we now reverse it. We now begin to give everybody problems. We now begin to trouble the people, thinking they are the ones doing us. And what happened is that you didn't take care of yourself. You need to be emotionally stable at all times. So if it's getting up here, try and take your time out to pray, to meditate, to love yourself.